This is a time of year of very long nights, and I like that. I like doing the night work, and I like that there is a luminescence there that attracts me and is such a wonderful thing, a luminosity. And it's important to draw some contrasts in doing night work because night work, for me, it's about emerging from blackness. It's about stepping out of shadow. It's stepping out of shadow into the night, into the luminescent night. And this is where our wisdom work really gets solidified and done as we learn to move in the night. I was looking at some church history stuff, and I was remembering and thinking about all of the surrounding events in our world that are signs of presence. And they're really everywhere. I mean, if you think about the development of our own country, you think about all these little churches that sprung up. And all over the countryside, there are these little outposts of presence. And somebody experienced that presence, and they decided to commemorate that presence by building a sanctuary. Now, sometimes that sanctuary can be a grove of trees, and sometimes it can be a place of worship and of celebration and ceremony and liturgical brilliance, or liturgies anyway. But this idea of stepping out of shadow into the night and experiencing presence is something that I think is so important and so beautiful. And I've been thinking also about some of the work done by Henry Corbin and his work on the philosophies of Iran. And it's a pretty fascinating work, really. And one of the things that he said that I thought was particularly powerful is that all of the emerging thoughts that came from Iran were part of an expression of presence. They didn't come from somewhere else. I think that's the thing that we think sometimes, well, all this stuff came from somewhere else. These people learned it from those people. And those people taught it to the other people. And I don't really think that's the way it is. I think it's more of an expression of presence in that moment, in that place, with particular people who have an experience, who collectively embrace that experience and express it. And to me, that's what all this work is that I'm doing here. It's an expression of presence. And it's an expression also of a gathering of like-minded people who want to do the same work, the work of presence. So do the ideas come from somewhere else? No. It's about longing and yearning. And you can't get that from somebody else. Somebody else does not give you that desire, that longing for connection and presence. That connection and presence comes out of you, and it's you trying to return to what it is that you know to be true, and what you know is love. It is a kind of self-love, a love for yourself that you see in the connection with the divine. It's a coming home. It's an establishment of presence and saying, I'm home. And sometimes, people build altars in the wilderness. Say, this is home. This is where I am right now. I'm home. And others may see that and be inspired, but ultimately they have to have their experience in the wilderness or wherever it is they are. And they have to find that they're home and commemorate that homecoming with a celebration or a sanctification to commemorate the expression of presence that came directly into their life, into a direct experience. And that's the thing that I want to pass on for this days of long nights, or nights of long nights, and enjoin you to begin your yearning, your journey of yearning and longing that will bring you into the presence, and to have an experience, and to do your night work, and to find in that night work a luminosity that's unique and special to you. And from that night work, the sun will arise and you will orient again for a new day. And you will experience, as I have, the joy of the morning. Amen.